not going to do that again. So I'll let you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you guys for having us here tonight. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry for getting all emotional. Unlike John Wayne Walding, I am a little bit more comfortable getting shot at than talking in front of people. Getting up here brings back a lot of strong memories for me, and what I went through. It's just been over a year for me since I stepped on an IED during leading my ODA in a firefight in Afghanistan. It was my third tour. I guess really the way I always started off is I want to thank my wife. It's Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day, but the truth is behind pretty much all veterans, there is a strong spouse at home that takes care of the kids and does it all. I had the easy job. I went to war. She was at home, and that train doesn't stop going. It keeps on, especially with 4 kids. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and how I was injured, give you a little bit of personal perspective. I was wounded August 28th. Like I said, I was leading my ODA. We were going to a village in Afghanistan called Garmab. We were in a firefight. I had moved up to help out some brothers of mine that were receiving some pretty effective fire. I was moving back to my vehicle to get on the radio because that's what captains do. I knew I'd get a laugh out there, but I was up there shooting, and my team chief says, "Hey, sir, I'm going to call this up." And in my mind, I'm thinking, if the captain is up here shooting, something's gone terribly wrong. So that's when I stepped on an IED. A lot of dirt, a lot of dust, and I knew I was hurt bad. I couldn't get up. And I couldn't get up, and all I could think about was my family. That's it. And I couldn't see how bad I was hurt, but I knew I was hurt bad because I couldn't get up and my legs were really hot. And finally the dust cleared, and I saw, I was missing both my legs. And the guys, once they realized what was going on, they came over to help me out. And I'm telling the guys, like, "Hey, tell my wife and kids that I love them and that I did good." The hardest thing I've ever said in my life because I didn't think I was going to come home. I don't wish that on anybody. And of course, they're yelling at me, "Shut up. You're going home. Stop talking like that." But it was hard. I was like, "No, seriously, just tell them that." And they're still, "Shut up. You'll be all right. You're going home." Long story short, they worked on me for about 30, 45 minutes trying to control the bleeding. I didn't think I was going to make it. We're still under fire the whole time. I got 4 guys working on me trying to keep me awake. I didn't think I was going to make it till I saw that chopper come over the horizon. And it's a hot LZ, so you got to understand, in Afghanistan, helicopters have a hard time flying. But to make a long story short, it came over the horizon, it picked me up, took me back. I got to call home, and I called home, and I was like, "Are you all right?" You know, I wanted to make sure she was okay, more so than I cared. She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What do you mean, am I okay? Are you okay?" I said, "Well, I'm coming home. I'm just coming home a little shorter." So enough about that, but I just want to thank the Veterans Airlift Command for what you do. I've flown with the Veterans Airlift Command 3 times, twice with Mr. Johnny Johnston right there. A little bit of closure for myself. Being a young captain, I have 4 kids. We bought our first home here in Rayford, just south of Fort Bragg. And first time I went home was to pack up my house that I thought I was going to live in that was our first home, something we purchased that I thought I would be in for a long time. So the Veterans Airlift Command gave me the chance to close that chapter in my life, to fly with a little dignity. I was only been out of the hospital for about a month at that point. So that was my first time, and just a lot easier on her. It's stressful on me because, not that I'm a be-all, do-all husband, because to be honest, I was gone pretty much 60 to 75% of the last 8 years. But when I was around, I did it all. I'd load up the car, I'd pack everything up, do as much as I could to take the strain off of her, and I could no longer do that at that point. So to be able to drive my truck on the tarmac, have somebody help my wife, meant the world to me. To be able to have somebody there to assist her and everything that she needed, and to get the kids loaded up and everything else, things that I could no longer help her out with at that time. I can now, just not then. And the second time was, again, I went home to see my guys come home from Afghanistan. You know, thank you really doesn't say enough in my book. It's hard to relay to you or everybody involved how much I appreciate what you guys do. Every person I know that have flown VAC is in awe and honor to be in your presence, to be able to basically, I guess, be a part of, take part in what you guys do. And we certainly appreciate it in every way. And thank you. That doesn't say enough. Thank you.
And just a little bit from the wife's perspective, what VAC does is, like he said, allow our family to fly with some dignity. It was never easy flying with 4 kids, but to see your husband, someone who's fought for your country, has lost his legs for your country, go through airport security and be searched, an extensive search, patted down from head to toe, like some, I try not to use this lightly, but almost terrorists, if he was a threat to our country, yet he bled, he sacrificed for this country, and this is the way that we have to now go through airline security. It's tough, and this organization has allowed us to bypass that and allow us to fly worry-free and feeling like we can hold our head up and not feel like we're that family that everyone's staring at, wondering about. And they have no recollection no idea that this is a hero, our hero, their hero. And not just my husband, but all these wounded vets that go through the same thing, the same searches, the same uncomfortable feeling. For our kids, for the spouses, standing there and just a bit mortified, really. The first time I was furious, getting ready to pounce on the guy who was searching him. And he's just like, calm down, we'll be okay, because that's the kind of guy he is. He'll do this. Every time we travel, he'll endure this search with no gripes, with no attitudes, and just feeling like this is what they have to do. But I would hope that they would know that this is a man who sacrificed and who's bled for this country, and it's not necessary. Because the last thing that my husband is a threat to this country. He loves his country. If he could, he would go right back out to serving our country. So, again, thank you will never be enough. You guys will never know how truly grateful we are.